After seeing this episode of Big Order, this just completely confirmed it to me that not only do I not know where the fuck this show is going or what it wants to be, but I think the material itself doesn't even know what it wants to be. Now, I don't know like if any of that stuff and all that was canon. I'm guessing some of that stuff was canon, but the way how this is like they're handling this anime, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna say it straight up. I think like I'd like to say like it's half and half. Some of this is the material, and then some of it is actually what the fuck's going on. Jesus Christ, where do we get into this stuff now? I'm not slacking the show, like the actual sort of like source material for the most part of this. I think like, you know, like from what I've heard is that it's pretty much like Future Diary, kind of like reaction and all that. So I'm kind of curious to like check the manga out. But what the fuck like are they doing with some of this shit? So at the moment and all that, until I've read the manga of this part and all that, I'm gonna be blaming. So from what we get to see in this episode, like the first half and all that, we get to see, you know, like everyone seemingly, like, even though like, you know, like he's got him under like his order, and it's like they still see like they don't trust him, and there's like, no, you're gonna be our pawn, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting that no one's like brown nose, and we kind of knew from like last episodes, like, you know, everyone, you know, they had their own objective, like with this like seat of 10, so we knew exactly how that was, and they're like, right, we're gonna have, you know, you go out in the front lines, but first you're gonna talk to like this like fucking president, and he was like, alright, I just captured all like the C10's like relatives, and it's like, alright, I killed this guy's uncle, I killed this one, oh look, there's a little kid there that's related to like the second in command, like the lieutenant or something like that, and I was like, well then, and then like AG like in his own way is saying, alright, to show like, you know, how I'm not feared with you like killing these people, it's like, oh by the way, pop, 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 pop. He just starts shooting everyone around him, but using his order to catch the bullet. He's like, well, let's make this a bit more realistic. As like Rin comes in saying, I'm gonna kill you and all that, and he just pops her in the head. And it's like, well then, that's one way to get around it. But they already knew that some situation like this was gonna happen. It was like, well, this is what we're gonna have to do. And man, like, this part of it was pretty dark. You're seeing a kid getting covered up in blood and everything. You're like seeing like, this is how far they're gonna get to like take down Eiji, and it's like, this is how like dark humanity is. And then it starts going back, like when they start confronting like this rock god thing, as like we get to see like Eiji there with like, you know, Rin, and it's like, it was so fucking weird because it's like they start having like, you know, this little like, you know, little childish like kind of like a little argument with each other, and then the whole rock god starts smashing stuff up. They meet up with Io, and it's like, like it feels so weird, the material, and you know, like her thing is like 100% divine, like divination, like she's able to like see the future, so it's pretty much a future diary. And then pretty much like the whole thing is like, oh, the episode is like, oh, you can't touch like those bunny ears that she has, like with Chitoge ribbon, otherwise she'll lose her powers and then she'll get pregnant. And then suddenly she grows like massive boobs and it's like, oh, I'm gonna give birth in a minute. I'm like, what the fuck? And can we talk about that like character design of like the person that used the petrification like order? It's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like that is a like, what are up with those tits? Like why are the nipples like fucking like shooting out like? They're like, oh, unless she's like literally like rock hard like 24/7, or she's like, you know, like during a feeding period, but it's like, what the fuck is up with that? And clearly, I know I keep rambling about the OST every week, but you can it's having this really like, you have that dark scene there, and then as they're escaping through the rock garden, you have this music going da 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 da, and I'm like, wow, I genuinely actually like this song. This is in the most inappropriate time ever. Like, it sounds like it's just supposed to have this big escape, but you just got this slow rock golem just going around, which is in CGI, by the way. Like, the show and its handling of it generally sounds like they have no idea what the fuck. Like I would like to say that this is probably terrible direction. I would like to say from like whoever's directing the anime. I would like to say that's probably the issue, because like I've seen, like I know that, like I don't know too much about directors and stuff like that. Something I don't normally look up on shows, and I know some people are going to be a lot more like wiser on that. But I feel like whoever's kind of directing the show, kind of like making it go this way, I think they're doing an incredibly shitty job with like this material. Like, cause like, I feel like this could be the other way around. Like, this could have been like Future Diary in this situation where, you know, it's like, I generally enjoy Future Diary, you know, like, it has its like hiccups here and there, and it's like, what that had the same treatment like to it, and it's like, I don't know, like, honestly, what the fuck's going on with it? It's just such a weird situation. It's like, you know, like, meeting that bitch at the end, I think her name was like Tyler no Kage Kyo or something like. Like, her design is just talking out there. She looks like a big puffed up, that little girl from like Future Diary and all that was there with like Deus Ex Machina, like just looks like a puffed up like version of that with big tits and learning shark teeth, and I'm like, I'm so fucking mixed on this show. Like the thing is like 50% I was like on the show, I was like, oh, you know, good setup and all that, you know, setting up, and then you got some dark gritty stuff, and then it's like going a completely different turn, like, you know, trying to be a bit more like the episode really kind of ends with like setting up Rainfire in the, like that bitch Taira, and then also as well like the whole comedy thing of like the whole pregnancy thing, and I'm like, it's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on generally, and it's like you see like how what the opening's supposed to set up and like how the ending's gonna set up. Like it's like, oh yeah, we got you like you're saying like Taka, like, you know, the bitch that did like the like opening for Future Diary, which was really badass, and it's like dark, gritty, and ending, and it's like, wow. It's like you see the material, it's like after this comedy, and then you get this little dark kind of ending. It's like, this, like, I don't know, like, this might be the first time I'm seeing this, but I need to know, guys, if any of you read the manga, like, is it like this in the manga? Like, is it, like, does it just change? Like, 'cause it felt like it was supposed to be going, like, a darker tone, and then it started getting a lot lighter, and there's some goofy bullshit, which, you know, it's fine in, like, darker series to do that. I mean, like, as edgy as, like, Akame is, like, that tries to do it, or, like, Berserk has to have its lighter moments, that's why Puck's there, but this show either A, doesn't know how to balance it really well, and the direction's just the director is just making it a hell of a lot worse, and it's like trying to pull two parallels together. Like, why can Future Diary work in this way? Like, where it is pretty the most part kind of fucked up, but it still works well with some of its comedy scenes, and it's there. And then you got something like this that's like just trying to be comical, then trying to be dark, and it just doesn't work. And then, like, as I said, like, I liked the OST that was in there, but it's so misplaced. It, like, I feel like that's the big thing of this series. It's so much misplaced stuff, and it's like, I hope that it improves, because I want to keep watching it, but if I'm having this internal struggle here and there, and I talked to the Future Diary, and he's like, I'm like, in the first episode, he was like, I'm not digging this, and I know, like, a bunch of people are not digging this show, and I don't blame them. I feel like I'm only sticking here for the ride because I really like Future Diary, and it's like, with the elements that it has in there, trying to be like Future Diary, and then also as well the other, it's like I said, it's either A, like, this is just the source material, and it's just like, that's how it is, and it's like, or like B, like, the director's really doing some weird shit with this, and it's like, even still, like, the CG on the gun looked fucking terrible. Like, that thing looked like a fucking monster god. It's like, yeah, and you have all that comedy stuff, and then you see all these soldiers, like, all fucking rock killed and shit like that. I don't know, like, if they ever, like, release this show, it's like, I hope they fucking rework the entire soundtrack like that. It's like, because there are some soundtrack parts I hear that are fine, and it's like, if you want to do the comical scenes, have, like, that, but it's like, no, like, there's no problems at all with, like, the people who are doing the OSTs and all that, they're fine. It's just like, you're putting them in the most inappropriate scenes, and it's just like, it's really kind of like, whew, I didn't know what to score this episode, because there's parts I like. I mean, I thought EO was kind of decent. It kind of reminded me a lot of Future Diary material, and then as well as, like, there were some moments, like, I got a chuckle out of the whole, like, 80s shooting grin. Like, I got that, but then it's like the dark shit, I was like, oh, wow. And it's just like, I feel like this is like some, like, person coming out of like Vietnam that are, like, schizophrenic or something like that. Like, I feel like the show 1 minute will turn and saying, oh yeah, we're nice, you know, ha ha ha, you know, comedy, and then it goes, I'm gonna fucking shoot your face. Like, whoa. So yeah, I think this show has no idea what it fucking wants to be, whether it wants to be dark and edgy, or if it just wants to be more light and shiny. Like, I don't know. So, like, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I'm still mixed if I'm going to do the next episode. I want to do the next episode with you guys, but it's like a free. It's like, it stops it from being bad in a way where it was like I had some moments there, but I think there's some, like, from this episode, I think this really, like, blared up alarms in my head saying, there's something up here, and even I can fucking tell it. So, you guys are gonna have to, like, you guys that have read the manga, you're gonna have to, like, you know, either do some digging or let me know. I kind of want to read the manga now just to see what the fuck is it in the material. So if that's the case, just let me know and all that, like, in the comment section down below, because I'm pretty sure I ain't gonna be checking out the manga anytime soon. There's a lot of stuff to check out. So just, you know, let me know and all that in the comment section down below. That's all for me though. So thank you much for watching as always. I had to give this a low score, but they're like, when I'm seeing clearly there's some stuff wrong with this show, it's like, I don't like, and that's the thing. I don't know who to blame it on. I don't know if to blame it on the source material or the animation, because there is clearly, I think there's something both wrong with them. Like with this, I think there's like a terrible direction, and like, you know, the composing of the music is coming at wrong times. And then also as well, like one moment it'll be like, aha, you know, all jokey, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, edgy, yeah, kill people, you know, like, it's just, I feel like the show needs to make up what it wants to be. But that's all from me. I hate being negative on shows, but I'm just telling you guys the truth. I was like, what the fuck with this episode? So I'm going to leave it there. But if you guys enjoyed Future Diary as much as I did, then, you know, hit that like and hit that subscribe. And if you want to see more of the, you know, Big Order and all the other stuff I talk about, hit that like and subscribe. But I'll catch you beautiful bastards next time.